What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. So I asked you guys in the community who you wanted to hear from. I put a veteran, a lawyer, and all the numbers, man, they want to hear from a gay guy / booty bandit. So that's what I'm going to give you guys in this episode. You know, normally when you're in prison as a man, you're not going to want to hang out with booty bandits and gay guys, but there's a lot of them in prison and in jail. And I think this is going to be an interview to give you guys a perspective on what a gay man goes through when he goes to jail, not only in jail, but in life in general. So trying something different here, man. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, but that's what this is about, growth. And that's what I'm all about. So if you're new and you're tuning in, go ahead and just hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on. So every time I do drop an episode, you can hear it first. So, man, let's go ahead and jump into this interview. Why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself to the people watching? Just tell them your name and where you're from.
My name is Kyle. I'm 34 years old and I live in Detroit, Michigan.
All right, man. So shout out Detroit. Eminem up there. I fuck with Eminem. So I like Detroit. So, all right, man. What was life like for you growing up, man?
I had a pretty steady background. My parents were probably what we would call upper middle class. My dad's a mortgage banker. My mom is a speech pathologist. I have one sibling. She is 9 years older than me. And, you know, just pretty suburban, private school lifestyle.
So kind of like a sheltered life then, I would
pretty much.
All right. So obviously you're on this channel because you've been in trouble before. You're also on this channel today because the community wants to hear from, you know, a gay person on what they go through when they go to jail. When did you first start getting in trouble?
Probably in my mid-20s. And yeah, I mean, probably in my mid-20s. A little bit of background. I mean, I came out, I'm on the show obviously because I'm gay. So I came out when I was 16. And that's part of the reason why I got into drinking and stuff like that, because my parents are very conservative and I come from a background where that wasn't okay. So they, you know, tried to do whatever they could to fix me or whatever with whatever methods they thought were necessary, as like therapy and things like that. And I started drinking a lot in my late teens and all through my 20s, which is part of the reason why I've gotten in so much trouble.
All right. So let's talk about that for a minute. So when you say like your parents were trying to fix you and all that started happening and then you started drinking, what were they doing to try to like fix you?
Well, when I was younger, it was like they sent me to a couple of therapists, conversion therapists. I don't know if you know anybody. Well, conversion therapy is when you try and take a gay man or a gay boy or girl and try and convert them to being a heterosexual. Lots of it is illegal. It wasn't like a camp, but there was individual therapists out there that my parents were trying to get me to, I don't know what they were trying to do, but yeah.
They're trying to get you to be straight. That's what it sounds like.
It didn't fucking work. So
yeah.
Thanks, mom and dad.
So when that was going on, man, like, is that why you started drinking? Because like, you know, you're gay, obviously. Your parents are looking at you like you're not gay, you're straight. And, you know, we're not having none of that shit. So was that your main reason for drinking, was to kind of numb the feelings that you were feeling through all that?
Yeah. I mean, I started drinking, because it was fun. But, you know, it kind of turned into a thing where it wasn't fun anymore. And I was drinking to suppress feelings and to cope and try and numb some pain. So that's where I started getting in trouble with being arrested a few times. I had a situation in 2012 with Border Patrol, and then I got my first DUI in 2014, and then I got my second DUI in May of 2017. And all throughout, the reason why I've been to jail is because of my first DUI. I violated maybe about 8 or 9 times while I was on probation drinking. And so finally the judge was just like, she sent me in and out of jail a few times. She sent me to one of those rehabs where it's basically all inmates, where inmates go when they're transitioning out of prison. And then so finally she was like, no, buddy, you're gonna have to go back to jail. So
yeah, well, I mean, 8 times, damn, bro. Like, it
was a lot, and I was young.
That's a lot, bro, for not going to jail at all through all that. You know what I mean? So
I went to jail because of that 3 times, all those violations.
Like for the VOP, and then you got out and got reinstated and shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. So did you hear like about rumors about jail and because obviously like you're gay and there's a lot of like hype around booty bandits. At least that's how it was when I was in jail and I was headed to prison. They were talking like that. And before I went to jail, they would talk about jail like that. So did you hear any like the hype about all that shit?
I mean, yeah, I mean, there were always rumors. I mean, I've always heard about, rape in prison. I've watched Oz and things like that's a bad example, but I've heard of it obviously. And so when I was there, I was obviously very nervous initially. I didn't want to be somebody's bitch. And so that's kind of what made me keep my mouth shut. And I mean, I can't really hide the fact that I'm gay. I can't really act straight. You hear the way I talk. I'm not ashamed of the way I talk or the way I act, and I'm not going to change for anybody. So I was myself, but I was a little bit muted. I wasn't going around, being a little whatever. But I fortunately made some friends right away. So my method was, I'm going to take the largest, tallest dude, most tatted up fat motherfucker I can find and be friends with him. And so that's what I did. I found the largest, fattest guys and I became friends with them. And I forgot what I would do. I mean, most people, when they meet me, they think that I'm super smart or whatever. So I work for attorneys. So lots of guys in there. I'm a paralegal. I've been a paralegal for the past 12 years. Lots of guys would ask me like legal questions. And things that if I knew the answers, I would answer them. So that's kind of how it started, how I started to become friends with people.
Gotcha.
And then eventually it was really weird because I was in, they call it the East Wing in Oakland County Jail. It's not where you start off as after you classify. So it's a little bit nicer than like Gen Pop or whatever like that. And so it was really weird. Like there's probably about 200 of us in a room with all of our bunks. And so like the back corner was me and two of the friends that I made who were both gay guys. I don't know why they put us all together. So we kind of made a little clique.
Well, probably because they thought y'all could keep each other like together, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen that. Is that in a misdemeanor dorm in jail though in Oakland, or is there felonies in there too?
There's felonies in there. They keep the murderers away. They classify everybody by obviously the colors that you wear. So blue and navy is the most misdemeanors. Orange are the felonies, and you have the guys that are in the stripes, the pinstripes. Those are usually people that have murdered people. So they usually keep them away until they, get sentenced and go to prison.
So when you were in there, man, and you're getting like, comfortable in the dorm, you said you're making friends and shit. Like during that whole process, did you feel like everybody knew you were gay and were like saying shit under their breath type shit?
I don't know if people were saying shit under my breath. People know that I'm gay. And so I'm sure there were conversations about that. I don't have to say that I'm gay. People that I meet, if you don't know that I'm gay when you talk to me, then I think that you're kind of a moron. So then it's blatantly obvious. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what people said about me because I really don't like to focus on what people say about me. It's more about, even before I went to prison, there's always been a thing about being gay. Right. And so even with my family,
especially being gay and being black, like you already being black have a stigma on you, and now you're like double trumping your stigma with being gay. So
I'm a gay black man living in America. That's 3 strikes already.
Yeah, you out of there, homie. Well, all right. So you're obviously like, I mean, you sound like you got a level head on your shoulders and you accept like exactly the situation that you're in. And I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, I believe people are born gay. I don't think that that's something you just stumble upon one day, unless you get a life. Like there's people that get life and you never get out, and then they end up, being gay. But I don't know. I don't think it's a choice, man. So when you were in there, like the reason I brought you on the channel was because a lot of people don't understand that this YouTube thing, man, like I can see my top videos, like, views, whatever. And my top 5 videos have prison booty bandit in the title of it. And it's discussing something to do with a booty bandit, which just blows my fucking mind. And I want you on because I feel like everybody that hears booty bandits automatically thinks that like everybody gay is a booty bandit. And I also wanted to bring you on because, like me and you would have never talked in prison. You know what I mean? And now that I'm out and I see the world changing, I'm trying to be open-minded and I'm trying to, like change with the world as it changes. So Do you feel like, man, like being gay and being black, like what are some of the struggles that you went through because of that?
I mean, I've always had to work maybe about 3 or 4 or 5 times as hard at whatever I do, whether it's in school or jobs, or in order to get half the respect of my white straight counterparts, mostly white straight men. So, that's even with my current job. I've been there so long, but I've also started at the very, very bottom. And, dealing with my boss is kind of he's an interesting person. I'll put it like that. And so, I've always had to work harder than anybody else in the office, even half the lawyers, just to get half the respect that they walk in the door with, that they don't need to.
Gotcha.
So that's even everything I do for the most part is like that, unless I'm in like my family or whatever. But obviously, yeah.
Do you feel like that's getting any better though?
I've gotten so used to it that I kind of don't like to pay attention to it. I've never really been in a super, extreme Karen situation with, a person where, it was like calling the cops on me. Actually, I lied. So back in February, I got drunk one night back in February, and I stumbled home, and I live in an apartment. And so, all the buildings are practically the same. I walk into the apartment building 2 doors down from mine, and I go up
Thinking
to
it
what
was
I
your
thought,
house?
thinking it was my building. And I didn't have my key, so I don't know how I got in the building. So I walk up to what I think is my apartment, and I guess I was fumbling with the door or whatever, and the guy answers the door and, ends up calling the cops on me. And, the cops came, 3 cops came, and just because I was drunk and I walked into the wrong building.
So did
And
they arrest
so
you for that?
they they didn't arrest me. They let me call my dad, and because I didn't have my keys. So they let me call my dad, and my dad came with my extra set of keys and they let me go. They did put me on probation for that.
Explain like what, so you've obviously saw YouTube, you see people talking about booty bandits, right? And
Right.
so explain to the audience, man, what do you think about those people that do that?
Booty bandits to me are rapists. Being a gay man in prison, having sex in prison is probably the last thing on my mind personally. Jail is probably the most unsexy place in the entire world. It smells bad. People don't shower quite often. Like, I can't imagine, so when I hear stories like that and people who do that, it's just like, you must be out of your mind to do this. And I've seen like some of these DL videos that these guys have in prison of them doing that shit. And
hold on, what's that? A DL video? You're talking about like down low?
Like I've seen recordings of guys in prison that are, having sex with each other. And because they can, some people can sneak in phones. I don't know how they do it, but
Oh yeah, no, there's phones in there. I'm just saying, like, you have like a dude that's in prison and he's just sending you these videos, or you just
he don't send. They're on the internet. They don't send.
Oh,
them to
okay,
me.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were running like a fucking prostitution ring from the outside.
No. Don't give me ideas though.
Oh boy. All right.
I'm just kidding.
So, all right. Yeah. So that being said, with what you think about it being rape and everything, when you were in there, man, did you ever come across one? Like, was he in the dorm or going to court or anything like that?
Besides the gay friends that I made in prison, or in jail, excuse me, I never saw any of that. I mean, I was only in jail for like the longest time, a month. So the 3 times that I've been to jail, I wasn't there super, super long to even see something like that going on. But in jail, it's a little bit different. They're much more on top of that than I would say in prisons, because they leave the inmates alone more in prisons. In jail, it's more of a big room.
Yeah, it's a big ass daycare, bro.
Basically. And so they basically so it would be hard, I think, to try and, if you were to sneak into the bathroom or maybe sneak into somebody else's bunk, I don't know. But
let me ask you this, man. You reached out to me first, right, to do an interview. How long ago did you stumble across this YouTube channel?
I stumbled across you maybe about a year ago. I'm in a Facebook group called Prison Tales Network.
Yeah.
And you post on there every once in a while. And so I clicked on your profile and I saw that you had a YouTube page. So I started watching your videos, and you like to talk about booty bandits. And I was like, he's never really had a gay person on that show to give their opinion on that situation. It's kind of like the interviews I've seen, it's kind of like the guys are like joking about it, or they're super, super serious. Like it's like
Right.
it happened to them, or, you know, they're the ones that were doing. I don't know. So a booty bandit isn't necessarily a gay person, in my opinion. I just think it's a rapist. Lots of these guys that are locked up and they're into other guys while they're locked up, the gay for the stay guys, half of them aren't really even gay to begin with. They just are bored.
I know, but that let's go back to that real quick. So I don't think a male like is interested at all in another male unless he's gay. Like I feel like once you do that, like you are now a part of that community. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like a dude can go to prison and, you know, what do shit with dudes and come out and like, I don't know, bro. So you feel like they could do that and then like they're not gay?
I mean, bisexuality is a thing. There's lots of guys that I know that are into both women and men. Some more into women than men, some more into men than women. And there's guys like me that are totally into men, and there's guys like you that are totally into women. So, you know, guys that do that shit while they're locked up could be bisexual. But some of these guys are so like DL, when I say DL, down low, they're so in the closet that they are so scared of what other people are going to think about them that they just rape guys in prison or have sex with guys in prison and nobody knows about it except for in prison, and then they get out and they go back to their whatever normal lifestyle. Or
that's funny that you said that, because when I got to the Gulf, which is a prison in Florida, there was a lot of booty bandits at that prison. And in the dorm I was in, there wasn't really one. They were all scattered throughout the other dorms. So, you know, everybody, like all the dudes in there were like, they would see him and talk shit and not rah rah, you know what I mean? Like through the window. And one of the booty bandits got moved into the dorm, but it was like a feminine booty bandit. Like you would not really like not raping shit, but like being a hoe on the compound type shit. And once that person came into the dorm, I felt like 40% of the guys in that dorm automatically, in my eyes, became gay because like their personality, they're like, they were all like all over, like, bro, they were going to the chow hall to see on Saturday to see who could get the fucking coffee cake and bring it back to the dude first. Like they were like trying like that, bro. So do you feel like, man, that a lot of people that like you met in jail or that you know that have been to prison and jail are down low gay?
I've written several inmates that asked for like pen pals. And so, yeah, I mean, some of these guys that I write, one in specific, I'm not going to give his name or anything like that, obviously, but, you know, I wrote him because he had a really, really sad story. And so I really felt bad for him. So he ended up going to prison, and I wrote him, and he ended up calling me because I left my number on one of the letters one day. And we had like a thing for like 2 years of honestly just talking on the phone. I only put money in his books like once, and it was only like $20. And so he would call me every single day, sometimes even twice a day. And so we would talk for the 15 minutes or whatever. God knows how much money I spent on the fucking phone. But
a lot, bro.
I don't want to talk. But anyways, as soon as he got out, it was just like I never heard from him again. Never heard from him again.
Yeah,
he refused to talk to me. He blocked me on all social media and all that shit.
That's crazy. I've seen that too, bro. I've been in prison, and you know, you're playing spades and dudes is like, man, you getting stuck, da 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 da, and talking all this like gangster shit. But he's doing shit with somebody in the dorm, and then he's getting on the phone calling his baby mama, yo, baby, what's up, girl? Yo, I can't wait. You know what I mean? It's like I respect you because you're out there with it and you don't give a fuck. And I feel like I respect that more than somebody like you're saying that's on the DL that, you know, fucking wants to be your friend because they really want to like hook up with you. And trust me, that goes on in prison. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, just like what you just said, like I'm out and I don't give a fuck, and you respect that about me. I feel like that's what my experience was like while I was in jail. People respected me because I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not gonna go around and kick your ass about it I am who I am, and I make no apologies about that. And so that's kind of what made it easier for me, as opposed if I were super feminine, I don't know how I would, or even if I were trans. I mean, there are trans men and women that are in jail as well. as so I can't imagine how hard that must be. So
I don't even know how they figure out how to place them. You know what I mean? Because like I would hate
it's
to be
really
a fucking
simple.
classification officer. You know what I mean? Like half
I mean,
go there, half go there. You know what I mean?
it's all different depending on what state you're in. Like some states are a little bit more lenient, liberal with that. Some are much more conservative, like in Florida or in Texas.
Yeah. So out of your whole time, man, going to jail and being in the system, I mean, I take it obviously you're doing better now in life, right?
I'm living life. I'm okay.
Struggles though, right? Like, I mean, we
Yeah,
all
just
have
everyday life.
struggles.
Yeah.
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 So when you look back, man, on when you went to jail and being in the system, and you obviously know the system, bro. You're a paralegal, so I mean, you know the laws and everything. What did you learn from all? Did you learn anything from all that, or did it change the way, like, you know, you started? Did you start walking a new line because you saw that shit, or are you kind of just doing the same shit?
You know, jail is a place that I definitely don't want to go back to again. And so I have learned that, you know, it just really depends on the person. I mean, I am the type of person who I shouldn't have been locked up that many times for drinking. I mean, there are so many other people out there that are killing people and stealing from people and raping people, or don't even get me started on these fucking kid fuckers. But, you know, there's so many people out there that are doing so many terrible things, and just my experience, it's all my fault. I mean, I'm the one that violated my probation that many times. I knew I wasn't supposed to be drinking, but I just did it anyway. So, you know, but at the same time, it's just like, that's really not.
But did you do that? Did you keep violating probation for drinking because you're not able to stop? Like, do you feel like you're an alcoholic?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I suffer from depression and anxiety and things like that. And alcohol, it actually makes my depression and anxiety worse, even though I feel like it helps, but it actually does the opposite. That's one of the things that I've learned in my 30s is drinking doesn't really help those things. When I've been sober, you know, I still struggle with those things, but it's easier for me than when I'm drinking. You know, when I drink, I drink a lot.
Your worst day sober will always be better than your best day high,
right,
or drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, man. So are you clean off probation? Or are you still on probation? Like, what's that looking like for you?
Oh, I'm still on probation until July, excuse me. So it's been relatively light. It's not been a DUI, so it's not a third felony for me. If I got 3 DUIs in the state of Michigan, that's a felony.
Yeah.
So they're fortunately they've been all misdemeanors, and so they've been pretty lenient on probation, you know, testing and shit like that. I can smoke weed because I have my medical card, so that helps.
So, all right, man. Well, you know, I appreciate you coming on the channel, man, and being honest and open. And, you know, for you guys watching, I'm trying to bring a lot of different type of people on this channel. I just don't want to bring on, you know, the dude that gang banged and, you know, beat everybody's ass in prison. That's not reality. That's not, if you think that's reality, man, you need to get your mind right, because that's not. So that's what I'm going to continue doing. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of content, man. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone, bro?
For those that are interested in maybe following my Instagram, it's Kevin Bryant. That is KEV as in Victor, ANBRYANT.
Send me a link of that and I'll drop it in the description. You said you want to give a shout out though to someone else?
Oh, to anybody that wants to write to me. I'll deal with that later.
Oh boy. All right. Well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, man. If you're new and you're tuning in, man, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on. And with that, it's DOC TV, and we're out.